What's happening? It's your top dollar JayHooray, because it's a celebration when you see me. I want to appreciate y'all for tuning into Higher Self Wednesday, where I help you become your higher self on Wednesday. I want to appreciate y'all's eyes, ears, and attention, because it could have been anywhere else, but instead, it's right here with me. And I so very much appreciate that. All right. Now, today's video, we're going to piggyback off my last videos. You know, we were doing angel numbers. So we're going to continue moving in that direction. All right. So today's angel number is 444. 444, angel number is tied to hard work and consistency. Work hard for the money. Hard work and consistency. Okay. So now, if you're seeing this angel number repeatedly, most of the time it means God is rewiring your brain, rewiring your habits, your foundation. Okay. Now that foundation includes, your habits, your beliefs, your boundaries. Okay. Now he's rewiring everything to get that foundation set for when your blessings come through. You can't have all your blessings come through with a shaky foundation. You can't build a house on a faulty foundation. That thing will fall over. Big bad wolf gonna come and blow that house over. You gotta have a strong foundation to have anything else. So when you seeing that 444, it's getting everything properly lined up. So that way, the storm, your blessing, the haters, your lovers, can't nobody mess with that foundation because it's established. So that's what that 444 meaning when you see it repeatedly. It also shows up when you're doing the necessary work without the glamour and the applause. You're doing the things that you need to do that people don't see. People don't really see all the discipline and all the hard work and the consistency, the long nights and the early mornings. They only see the end of it. They only see the result. So when you're seeing that 444, it means you're doing what you're supposed to do. You just ain't getting that applause yet. Okay? Now, sometimes the universe withholds applause so you can hear your own self. Sometimes you can't hear over the noise. If you got clapping and applause and cheering and all that ruckus, it's hard to focus in on the inside. Okay, so sometimes why God hold the applauses for you. It may seem like, oh, I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting nowhere. What in the world? But it's doing that on purpose so you can focus in on yourself without any distractions. All right. So when you're seeing that 444, it means you're doing that hard work, that consistent work without the applause, without the glitz and the glamour. Now, when you see that 444, it could also mean stay grounded and not manifest. All right. Now, manifesting come with the journey, of course, but when you seeing that 444, is more of just sticking to the basics. Your sleep, your routines, your emotional regulation, your discipline, all the things that build that foundation. So when you seeing that 444, it just means sticking to that basic. Just going back to the bread and butter. What got you here and what got you waking up and what got you going to sleep, what got you going throughout the day, without the glitz and the glamour. So when you seeing that 444, just focus in on your basic needs and just get that first, and then everything else will start compounding on top of that. You feel me? Now, another reason why you're seeing 444 repeatedly is you're being asked to commit to yourself. Okay? It's time to start trusting yourself instead of that self-doubt. Now, we got voices in our head. It could be good for us or it could be bad for us. It depends on which one you listen to. But you in control of your thoughts. That's the one thing you can control on this earth, is the way you think. So when you're seeing that 444, sometimes it's just, hey, just trust the process. Start trusting and believing in yourself instead of that self-doubt. Because when you're seeing that 444, that stage right there, like I said, it's quiet, it's lonely, it get a little treacherous. It's, dang, am I doing enough or am I not? You get kind of pulled back and forth. But when you seeing that 444, it means, hey, it's good, everything good. Just trust yourself. Small steps is bigger than big leaps. You can't get success just jumping and leaping far. You know, you got to take baby steps and get there gradually, you know. Steps continuously compounding each and every day is more profitable, more reliable than taking one giant, huge leap to try to get you there. You feel me? What it say? Slow and steady win the race. The tortoise and the hare. You know, we got plenty of examples out here where it say, just slow roll it. One step in front of the other. And you'll get there. Alright? Now, 444 is just doing that unseen work. You know, whatever you're working on is anchoring. It's starting to grow legs. This is the time where you just continue being consistent. You continue to keep working. You continue to keep thriving. This isn't the time to turn around, because everything that you've been manifesting, everything that you've been working towards is starting to anchor. You're getting that foundation in place. Okay? It can get quiet and get scary, but this is the point right here where you turn it up a notch. You keep on working, and eventually you'll see your benefits reap. You feel me? Sometimes you just gotta hold steady. Just hold steady. It'll be there when it's ready. Okay? Now, just like anything, you know, it got two sides to everything. 444 can also be a warning as well. Now, some warnings could be you're overstabilizing to avoid growth. All right? Now, sometimes we habits of creatures. We're all habits of creatures. But sometimes those habits aren't getting you to where you need to go. They're just habits and routines that you just been doing, that you're used to, that you're comfortable with. So when you seeing that 444, sometimes it's telling you, hey, you know, you only can grow but so far with this routine here. Sometimes it's time to switch it up, shake it up a little bit. You know, you got the right mindset, you're doing the right thing, but you pouring it into the wrong things. You know, you can work hard, but if you ain't working hard towards the goal that you want, then it's pointless. You know, so when you see that 444, sometimes it's just to realign your vision to get you back to on the path that you're supposed to be. You feel me? Now, when you seeing that 444, another warning could be you're on a burnout instead of discipline. Okay? Now, like I said, that 444 is tied to hard work and consistency, you know? But sometimes we can overwork ourselves as well. You know, it's a saying that go, all pleasure and no play make Jack a dull boy, right? Sometimes we can't overwork ourselves, okay? Now, if you seeing that 444 and you feeling your energy low, you feeling, like you about to burn out, that's where it's coming from. You know, that 444 is showing you that, hey, sometimes you need to just take a little step back and get your mind realigned. You feel me? Your body is a machine, and machines could break, brittle, run out of steam, just like anything else. So you got to restore as well. You can't just work without restoring your body. So if you seeing that 444 and you feeling drained, just restore yourself. Take a little woosah. Go meditate. Go for a little walk. Go play with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Go relax. And then get back to the work. You feel me? It ain't about working 100% of the day and all that. Sometimes, you need to take a break and then get back to it. And when you get back to it after that restore, oh, sure, you good to go. It's like a battery recharge. Now you can work even harder at before, because you got that break. You feel me? So when you see that 444, sometimes it's just take your foot off the pedal and just restore your body. Okay? Now, another warning is when you're ignoring emotional maintenance. Okay? Now, we got our physical and we got our emotional. Okay? Sometimes we push through and just ignore how we feel. Okay? That's not always good. Okay? Now, if you seeing that 444 and your feelings is all whack, all wacky, sometimes you just, hey, let me not go to the gym today. Let me actually focus in on who I am inside. Let me see how I'm feeling. Ask yourself, hey, how am I feeling today? Or if you feeling upset and all this and that, ask yourself why. Why am I feeling this way? When's the last time I took care of myself? How do I speak to myself? Start asking yourself these questions just to get tuned in with how you feel emotionally. Okay? Now, emotionally and physically, you need both of them in sync to get you to where you got to get to. So sometimes when you see that 444, it's a warning to lock in on how you feel emotionally on the inside. Okay? Now, another warning seeing that 444 is staying solid to something that ain't working for you no more. Okay? Now, that could be like a job, a relationship, a role, an identity. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, we get a little comfortable with, where we at in life. Okay? Now, if you working 60, 70 hours and that's only giving you enough money to just pay your bills, you're not gonna thrive like that. But if you putting 60, 70 hours into something that's gonna, be able to leave something to your kids and your family, then that's much more pleasurable. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about actually being solid to something that ain't solid to you. You feel me? Now, we can say like relationships. Relationships can be the same way. Now, let's say you holding your shorty down. Or ladies, you holding your man down. And they ain't holding you down. You being loyal to them. You checking on them, making sure they good, making sure they all right. But they don't do the same in return. That ain't a relationship for you. You got to get something that's solid to you and solid for you. It always affects the real people the most because we give our heart to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And they smack our heart all around. They do it dirty. So being solid to what's solid to you. You feel me? Now, another warning is living life on autopilot. You feel me? That's like, sometimes we think procrastination is patience. But it's actually the opposite. Patience is you're doing the work, but you're being patient to receive the benefits. Delayed gratification. Okay? Now, procrastination is you putting off something that you need to be done. Okay? You just ain't doing it. Now, sometimes we mistake the two. But when you see that 444, the warning is, hey, you on autopilot. Sometimes, hey, rev up that engine a little bit. Let's get it right. Let's get it going. You know what you got to do. You got things to do. You got a checklist. Come on, let's get it. So when you see that 444, sometimes it's just, hey, stop being comfortable where you at. You procrastinating instead of being patient. You got to have some work while you being patient. Okay? Now, to tie everything up, 444 is the number of hard work and consistency. You're putting that hard work in with no cheers, no applause, no smiles, no good jobs, no none of that. But you're doing what you're supposed to do. When you see that 444, that means everything is lining up how you're supposed to do because you're working on it. Okay? Now, anything that grow in the dark, it will shine. Eventually. You just got to keep working. Okay? Now, that's the angel number 444. Hope y'all enjoyed that video. I will be back with another video next week, next Wednesday, to keep this series going. Okay? But I want to appreciate y'all for tuning in with your top dollar, JayHooray. Spread some love today. Okay? Find somebody to help. All right? Peace, love, and prosperity. I holla.